So in this lecture, we will be creating a view to sort of display these food items to our user so that the user can actually select these items and sort of add them to his consumption. So I've actually added two more items in here, which is brown bread and oats. So now let's go ahead and start building the view to display those items. So what I will do here is that I'll open up Visual Studio Code, and we need to go into the views.py file and create a brand new view to display those items. So in order to actually go ahead and display those items, we will obviously be displaying them on our home page, which is going to be the index page. Hence I will create a view and name it as index. So def index, this is going to accept a request. And now the job of this view is to go ahead, get all the items which are actually present in the food model. So I will say food equals food dot objects dot all, and this will actually get all the objects which are present in the food model. So we also need to make sure that we import the food model as well. So I will say from dot models import, that's going to be food. So once we have imported the model and once we have got all the objects from that model, we now need to go ahead and pass these objects to some sort of a template. So let's go ahead and say return render, and then here you need to pass in the request and then pass in the template name here. So as of now, we don't actually have any sort of template. However, we are going to create a template called as index.html, and henceforth I will directly go ahead and mention the path of that template. So this template is actually going to be present in my app. So I will say my app slash index.html. And now the next thing which we need to do is that to this index.html template, you now need to go ahead and pass in the object list, which is food. And as this food actually contains multiple food objects, it's actually better if we name it as foods instead of just food. Okay, so now once we have these foods, let's actually pass them as context here. So I will say foods colon foods. Okay, so once we are done with this, we are done with creating the view. Now our job is to go ahead and set up the template, which is index.html. So now let's go to the my app and let's create a new folder or a directory and call it as templates. And in this templates directory, let's actually go ahead and create a new directory called as my app. And now in this my app directory, let's create a new file and call it as index.html. Okay, so now once we have this index.html file, let's actually go ahead and add a few basic tags here. So first of all, I'll add the HTML tag, then I will add the head tag, and then I'll add the body tag as well. So once we have the head and the body, and now we just want to go ahead and first of all, we want to list out all the food items which are actually passed from this index view. So those food items are actually present in foods. So let's loop through foods and get all of those items. So in order to loop through those items, I will use a for loop. So I will say for food in, that's going to be foods. And here I will end the for. So I will say end for over here. And now in order to access the name of the food, I will simply say food.name. So now we just want to make sure if this index.html is able to display the names of the food which are actually present in our list. So now in order to make sure that the view is functional, we also need to go ahead and complete one last step, and that step is to go ahead and link this view with a URL pattern. So in order to link this view with a URL pattern, you need to go into urls.py file. And in here, first of all, you just need to go ahead and import views. So you need to say from my app import views. And once you have the views, let's go ahead and create a path for the view. So I will say path, and let's say I want to display this on the home page. So I will leave this empty, and then I'll say views.index, comma, let's say name of the view is index. Give a comma at the end, and we should be good to go. So now let me make sure that the server is up and running, and now let's actually go to the home page. So as you can see, as we go to the home page, we are able to take a look at all of the names of the food items. So now they are actually displayed in one single line. And if you actually want to display them in different lines, you can simply add a break tag over here. So once you do that, and if you go back and hit refresh, as you can see, all of the 3 items are added up over here. So now this is all fine and good. We were actually able to display those food items, but we actually want to make our user be able to select these items and add them up to their own consumption or daily consumption. So in order to do that, we actually need to go ahead and create a form and sort of put all of these items inside the form's select box. So in the upcoming lecture, we are going to learn exactly the same, that is how to place these items inside a select box so the user can actually select them. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.